Thanks for tuning in to SLCtv, Salt Lake City's government access channel. Today I'm down at the new and improved Fairmont Park Pond in Sugar House. This is the place to be. In fact, I've got people behind me enjoying the brand new urban fishery that's free and open to the community. And there are several places just to chill out, hang out underneath a tree, read a book, and just relax. Come and check out Fairmont Park. On this week's episode of Capital City News, we hear from Stephanie Duer, the city's Water Conservation Program Manager. And our History Minute is part 4 of our History of Rail. Let's get started with our legislative update and look back. Mayor Jackie Biskupski declared World Refugee Day in Salt Lake City. Community leaders, activists, and state representatives were honored for their longtime advocacy and support for refugees. Youth leaders shared their personal stories of belonging through spoken word. The public continued the celebration at the 14th Annual World Refugee Day event. Artistic expression and surprising discoveries surrounded Salt Lake City's civic campus for the 42nd Annual Utah Arts Festival. Art Lives Here, a 4-day celebration brought together over 80,000 patrons to experience the dynamic art, music, and performance art scene. This year's theme amplified and celebrated the role of everyday art in and around the community. The city's newest artsy community gathering place is now open. 337 Pocket Park is a quaint park providing more public green space, a community garden, and pays tribute to the 337 Contemporary Art Project, which brought together over 100 artists a decade ago to showcase their talent on one building. I Love SLC, an interactive public art installation, made its way to Salt Lake City, where Mayor Biskupski declared Immigrant Heritage Week in SLC. The day-long festivities attracted hundreds of people who proudly placed world flag stickers representing countries of their origin. Local community activists, in partnership with IMMIGRANT, a national organization celebrating America's immigrant traditions and diversity, shared their message of hope in action. I Love SLC will temporarily be on display outside the Echoes Theater. Business and economic development in Salt Lake City are booming. To celebrate the city's growing urban core, Mayor Biskupski and the Downtown Alliance kicked off Downtown Week in SLC with the renaming of Regent Street Mid-Block to Vasilios Priscos Way. Priscos was a local developer and businessman well known for his role in shaping the downtown area into what it is today. The new and improved Fairmont Park Pond in Sugar House is officially open to the public to enjoy. The city, in partnership with local residents, worked together to improve the park and provide upgrades, including an elevated boardwalk, boulders to protect the pond from flooding and erosion, new benches, trees, and the city's first free urban community fishing pond stocked with trout. The pond renovation is the latest phase of a series of improvements to the park. For this week's interview, we get some simple tips on how to conserve water and find out about a free water check program from Stephanie Duer, the city's water program manager.
Well, water checks have been occurring in the Salt Lake City service area for almost 20 years. And what the program is trained sprinkler auditors come to people's homes or business properties and examine a sprinkler system in terms of sprinkler heads and timing of irrigation scheduling and all manner of details about how sprinklers run, and then provide property owners or homeowners with detailed information about what to do to make that system more efficient, to operate more optimally, and how to schedule to conserve water. Most people don't really know how to operate or maintain a sprinkler system, not because they don't care, but because we have a lot of other things to do. So a water check is a very professional view of your sprinkler system. And in a very brief period of time, homeowners get very detailed information about what to do to make a sprinkler system more efficient. Even if we were not in a drought, we never have enough water to waste. And sprinklers, the water checks have been proven to save water. So every home that gets a water check, I know will save, on an average, annually 64,000 gallons of water a year. Every single home. Now, over the course of the program, we've had about 500 water checks, and I did a little math, and that's about 32 million gallons of water saved over the last 15 years just through the water check program. Statewide, that number is 382 million gallons of water saved. And every year a homeowner gets a water check, we have evidence to show that the year after they get their check, they're still saving water compared to households in their neighborhood that haven't had a water check. And the year after that, and the year after that. Our research indicates that homes that have had a water check show that water savings 5, 6, and 7 years after the check. Well, that's a pretty big water savings for a relatively small investment. And homeowners get great information. It's a positive contact with the city, and the savings are substantial and sustainable. So right now we are in a drought. Our stream flows, depending on the canyon, are between 64 and 25% of normal, so that's pretty low. Our reservoir storage is good because the previous winters we've had a good snowpack. But what that means for us as a community is if we overuse water or waste water, we'll have to start using more of that water out of the reservoirs. Well, that water is our insurance for future years if this drought continues. And in the early 2000s, we had a drought that lasted 4 years. It was our reservoir storage and the effective action of our community that allowed us to sustain that drought without a lot of, without having to have restrictions or shortages. So right now, conserving is more important than ever. So it would be great if everyone would get a water check. The best way to do that is to visit the website for CWEL, which is the Center for Water Efficient Landscaping through Utah State University. The URL is cwel.usu.edu. Get a water check, save water, save money.
Next up is our History Minute.
The next step in the evolution of the Salt Lake City rail system could not have happened without Salt Lake City's centralized electric system. It was seeing the electricity on Main Street that gave Walter P. Reed, then general manager of the Salt Lake City Railroad, the idea to electrify a streetcar line. With electricity powering the transportation, there would no longer be the reliability issues the mules presented. The first trial run was made on August 8, 1889, with a luxurious new style of street trolley connected to an overhead power line. The new electric cars could race along at a consistent and reliable 30 miles per hour and could hold many more passengers. After a week of test runs, the trains were ready to be put to public use on August 16, 1889. A crowd of more than 500 gathered around Old City Hall to be the first group to take the new train. A fist fight broke out to determine who would be the first to ride. The new electric cars were even more popular than the mule-drawn variety, and within the next few years, the Salt Lake City Railroad expanded its fleet of streetcars to 63 and had more than 42 miles of this new and improved track in operation along the city's unpaved roads.
Thanks for watching another episode of Capital City News. This holiday fireworks season, please be sure to take precaution when you're out and about. There's some wonderful safety measurements and some helpful restriction information on SLCfire.com. Visit the site to learn more. Thanks again for watching, and I'm signing off from the beautiful Fairmont Park Pond.